Hi, my name is Billy Seago, and this is my name sign. And I would like to welcome you to your first Sign Enhancers Incorporated American Sign Language video course lesson. I will be your host and instructor. Now, the reason I am here is, as a deaf man, I would like to lead us into a plunge into a different world, the world of deaf people. Now, the best way to learn sign language is through interaction with deaf people, or in our case, a deaf family. I am here to help you and teach you as we learn sign language by watching a deaf family's interactions. And it is through our observations that we will learn. And now, I'd like to introduce you to the family. The family's name is Bravo. This is the father. His name is Dennis, and this is his name sign. He is deaf. He is the father. This is the mother. Her name is Jennifer. Her name sign is this. Jennifer is hearing. She is the mother. This is the daughter. Her name is Anna, and this is her name sign. Anna is deaf. She is 12 years old. She is the daughter. This is the son. His name is Scott, and this is his name sign. Scott is deaf. He is 10 years old. He is the son. As you watch this family's natural interaction and discourse, you will learn about deaf people, their world, how they live, and the language they speak, American Sign Language, commonly abbreviated as ASL. As you observe the family, watch for these signs. Mother. Children. Baby. Good. Morning. Coffee. Thank you. Hungry. Yes. No. Thank you. Where? Love. Deaf. Hearing. Which? Want. Toilet or bathroom? Brush teeth. Time. Wake up. School. Breakfast. Past or before. Go. Now, you can practice this list of new signs by watching the family. Ah, here comes the mother now. Come on, let's watch. Well, we have now met Anna, the daughter. Now, let's meet Scott, the son. As we do, there will be some new signs to watch for. I'll show you these signs now. Dog. Fool you. Shower. Kitchen. Sun. Daughter. Scared or afraid. Bed. Spider. Almost. Get dressed. Now, let's watch. Deaf people have their own culture, which many people don't know exists. Just as the American culture, the French culture, or the English culture have their own customs, languages, and values, so does the deaf culture. Anyone who thinks that learning the language is enough is mistaken. You must also study the people as a cultural set. The same is true for ASL. You must study the culture to get a full understanding of the language. There will be a section in each videotape devoted to cultural notes. I will extract an aspect of deaf culture, and we will discuss it. Now, suppose you wanted to get a deaf person's attention. They would not hear your vocal cue. So what do? Well, one way is by a gentle tap on the shoulder. When the mother wished to say good morning to the father, what did she do? Well, let's see. And here's another example. Another way of getting one's attention is to wave, and they will respond. You can also call out in a low tone or stamp a foot, causing a vibration that a deaf person can feel and will respond to. So now, how do you wake up a deaf person? Well, one way is with a light. Another way is by using a gentle tap. How did the mother wake up Anna? Let's see. Here's another example. I'm sure the dog appreciated this technique as well. A nice, gentle tap. Okay, well, that's our cultural information for now. You've already noticed that ASL grammar and English grammar are different. There will be a section in each videotape devoted to grammatical notes. In that section, we will take a feature of ASL grammar and examine it. Today, we are going to discuss how to ask a question in ASL. Now, ASL has many types of questions, but today we will focus on two of these types. The first type is a question which elicits a yes or no answer. The next is a question which asks who, what, where, why, when, how. This is called a WH question. Now, here is a good example of a yes or no question. The eyebrows are raised and the head is slightly forward. The eyes make direct contact and the last sign in the question is held, waiting for a response. Here's another example. Notice how the eyebrows are raised and the head is slightly forward. That is the way to ask a yes or no question. Do the same with your eyebrows. Move your head forward. How does it feel? That's a yes/no question. Now, we will examine a WH question. Let's watch this example. This time, the eyebrows are furrowed and the head is slightly tilted to the side. Here's another example. Did you notice the eyebrows? Make yours furrow. See how the head is tilted? You do the same. That is a WH question. I suggest that you rewind the videotape and watch it again, this time practicing facial expression and head positioning. It'll help a lot. Hello again. I would like to explain a few things about ASL. ASL is a true language, like English, French, or Spanish. Many people believe ASL to be totally iconic, meaning all the signs are images reflecting real life. This is not true. ASL, like all other languages, has many symbols. For example, long ago, when there was no sign for something, deaf people would invent a sign for it, and from then on, people would see the sign and know that it represented that thing. In this list of signs that I have showed you, some signs have very obvious reasons behind how they are signed, which I will explain. Some are iconic symbols, and some are symbols representing a concept. Morning. This arm becomes the horizon, and this is the sun rising. Morning. Good. This is a symbol representing the concept. Good. Coffee. This sign comes from the old hand-operated coffee grinders. Coffee. No. This was originally spelled out and has since evolved into a sign. No. Thank you. This is like blowing a kiss. It has been shortened to the present sign. Thank you. Hungry. Well, there's no food inside. It's empty. Hungry. Children. This sign is as if you're patting children on the head. Children. Where? This is a symbol representing that concept. Where? Time. Obviously, this sign refers to a watch on the wrist. Time. Wake up. You are sleeping, and when you wake up, your eyes open. Wake up. Now. The space in front of the body represents the future. The space behind the body is the past. Directly in front is now. Past. Remember, the space behind the body is the past. Past. Okay. This sign spells out okay. It's a little faster. Okay. Mother. In ASL, feminine signs tend to occur on or near the chin. Mother. Girl. This comes from the bonnets worn long ago and represents the strap tied under the chin. Girl. Father. ASL tends to place masculine signs on or around the forehead. Father. Boy. This sign comes from the brim of a baseball cap. Boy. Baby. This is an iconic sign depicting the holding of a baby. Baby. Daughter. A compound sign using girl and baby. Daughter. Son. Another compound sign using boy and baby. Son. Yes. This sign represents the head nodding. Yes. What? This is a symbol representing the concept. What? Hearing. This sign really means people who can talk, but I want to make it clear that this doesn't mean deaf people do not talk. It means that deaf people cannot hear themselves talk. Deaf. This is an old sign meaning the ears are closed and the mouth is closed. Again, this does not mean deaf people can't talk because they can. Deaf. Want. There are things out there that you want, so you pull them to you. Want. Which? On one side is yes, on the other side is no. Which will it be? Which? Love. Holding the one you love close to you. Love. Brush teeth. This is an iconic sign reflecting the activity of brushing your teeth. Brush teeth. Get dressed. This sign shows the activity of putting clothes on. Get dressed. School. When a teacher wants the class's attention, she claps her hands. School. Ready. This sign shows your body poised and ready to go, using the R hand shapes. Ready. Bathroom or toilet. This sign is a symbol representing that concept. Bathroom. Go. Well, you're in one area and you want to go to another area. This sign represents that movement. Go. Dog. When you want a dog's attention, you whistle or slap your thighs and snap your fingers. Dog. Mine. You have things in possession. Mine. Yours. His. Hers. Fool you. This index finger represents a person, and the other hand is hitting the person. Fool you. Almost. It's not touching it, but almost. Almost. Shower. This sign represents the water spraying down on you. Shower. Breakfast. This is a compound sign using food and morning. Breakfast. Kitchen. Another compound sign using cook and room. Kitchen. Now, if you would like to practice these signs we've recently learned, you can by backing up the videotape and watching the family again. You will see it will be easier now to understand these new signs. And now, I'm going to tell a story. And you can practice reading your signs by first turning the sound off and watching. Then, view it again, trying to copy the facial expressions and the signs. Okay? It was morning. The children woke up and went to the kitchen. They were hungry. The mother was there, and the dog was there, eating. The mother looked at the children and said, "Both of you go upstairs to the bathroom, brush your teeth, shower, get dressed, and then you can come back to the kitchen and we'll have breakfast." The son said, "Okay," but the daughter said, "I'm hungry. I want to eat now. The dog's eating. I want to eat." The mother said, "Okay, you can have the dog's food. Help yourself." The daughter said, "No, thank you. I'll go upstairs to the bathroom and brush my teeth and take a shower and get dressed, and then I'll come back to the kitchen and we can have breakfast. Okay?" The mother smiled and said, "Okay, good girl. I love you." Wow! You have learned many new signs today. That's wonderful. Remember, you can watch the videotape again and again as often as you like to practice. Keep up the good work. Well, see you on the next video course lesson. Bye-bye, and good luck. Hi! Wow, you have already finished the first ASL video course lesson. That's good for you. Good work. Keep it up, remember. Now, I want to welcome you to Sign Enhancers Incorporated ASL video course lesson number 2. Remember how easy it is to practice with these videotapes. All you have to do is back it up, run it, and watch it again and again. And as you practice more and more, you will notice how much easier it is to recognize the signs and to understand. Oh, now the family's having breakfast. Let's join them. Come on. I'm hungry. Oh, you too? Well, the Bravos are now having breakfast. Let's join them. Come on. The family is enjoying their breakfast. And as you watch, you'll learn more new signs. But first, I'll show them to you. Cook. Eat. Egg. Toast. Cereal. Orange juice. Banana. Milk. One. Two. Give. Tell. Waiter. Gone. Set the table. Plate. Glass. Fork. Knife. Spoon. Napkin. Work. Do what? Wash. help. My turn. Your turn. Yesterday. Now, let's watch. now for cultural notes. As you probably have already noticed, the Bravo family is comprised of special individuals, all interconnected. They are warm and fun-loving people. This deaf family has a lot of enjoyment through their cleverness and wit. And many people tend to be surprised when they find that out about deaf families. Now, today's cultural notes focuses on two perspectives of looking at deaf people. One is the handicap perspective. The other is a cultural perspective. The handicap perspective tends to view deaf people with pity. They can't hear. They can't talk. They can't laugh. They can't live a normal, full life. This perspective tends to look on deaf people as having a problem to fix their hearing impairment. Now, the cultural perspective is much different. They see the deaf culture as people, a set of people that are equal and on par to all the cultures of the world. They have full lives. They can laugh. They have their sorrows. They have their good times and their bad times. Deaf people are the same as all the people in the world. Oftentimes, people think that deaf people have a communication barrier. Is that true? Well, imagine there is a room full of deaf people, interacting and socializing, facial expressions going. The room is quite noisy. Is that a communication barrier? No. And now, suppose that you take that same room full of deaf people and a hearing person who knows no sign language enters that room. Now who has the communication barrier? Who has the handicap? Who needs an interpreter? The hearing person. That person is not hearing impaired, no, but perhaps they are sign language impaired. The cultural note for today, I would really like to emphasize that all people and all cultures should be respected. Deaf people have a really wonderful, unique language, and they have a wonderful community of sharing people that interact and enjoy themselves with loving support. It is our hope that as you learn this beautiful language, you also develop an appreciation for the people that use it. With American Sign Language and the deaf community right here, you don't need to spend a lot of money to buy a plane ticket to fly halfway around the world just to learn about another culture. No, the deaf culture is here, and you can learn it here. Now, as you learn more and more about ASL and the deaf culture, there'll be some wonderful and exciting discoveries. So come on, I encourage you, take that plunge into the deaf world. I sincerely welcome you to it. And now for grammatical notes. The English language tends to place the adjective first, and then the noun, that which is being described. For example, I want a large milk. That's English phrasing. In ASL, it is different. ASL tends to put the noun or things first, and then the adjective follows. For example, milk, large, I want. Another example, in English, I live in a small house. ASL would say, house, small, me live. Now, let's look at the family, the Bravo family. And you see if you can try to catch those times when they use the signs differently. Did you notice how the family signed? Eggs, 2. Not 2 eggs. Toast, 2. Not 2 pieces of toast. Another way ASL uses adjectives is by changing the movement of the sign. You use your facial expressions and you use your body language. Let's watch Scott again. This time, Scott says the English phrase, very hungry. Let's observe how ASL expresses that phrase using a different facial expression, body language, and signs. Watch this. The last part of today's grammatical notes will focus on how a sign can be modified, first through inflection and through repetition. For example, this is a sign for work. If you repeat it, it means I worked for a long time. Or another example, sleep. If you repeat it, it means I've slept for a long time. Now, let's watch the dad. Let's see if you can catch how he modifies the meanings to his signs. Now, watch carefully. And now, I would like to show you how you can modify the meaning by placing the sign in a different space. Real-life activities follow the established place where you're doing it. Now watch this as the mom signs. Watch where she places her sign and how it changes the meaning and uses different space. Well, that's today's grammatical notes, how ASL uses the adjective. Now, I suggest from here on out in the videotapes, watch carefully and you will notice how ASL uses the adjective. Okay? Well, see you later. Remember, ASL is a true and full language, like any other language, like French or Spanish or the English language. ASL has many symbols, and these symbolic signs were created long ago when there was no sign for something. So deaf people created a sign, a symbol that represented that concept. It's the same as any other language. Suppose there is a thing that there is no word for, a word is invented. Now, as your sign language instructor, I add on a few explanations to each of the signs, but that's to help you to remember. It doesn't matter that it's iconic or symbolic or any other add-on. No, the point of what I'm doing is, as your teacher, I want to give you some tools to help you to remember the signs. Sign Enhancers Incorporated feels strongly that descriptions and added information will help you to remember. Now, are we ready to start? Hi again. Let's review the signs you've recently learned. Eat. Obviously. Where does the food go? In your mouth. Eat. Eggs. This sign reflects breaking the eggshell. Egg. Toast. This sign reflects the bread is cooked on both sides. Toast. Cereal. This is really a symbolic sign representing the concept, but there is another sign for cereal that you saw. It was this. Orange juice. The first part of the sign is the sign for orange. Now we're referring to the juice, so we add on orange juice. Banana. Well, that's perfectly clear. You're peeling a banana. Banana. Milk. This reflects the activity of milking a cow. Milk. Bowl. This sign follows the shape of the bowl itself. Bowl. Cook. It's like cooking eggs or pancakes. You need to turn them over. Cook. Give. Someone has something and gives it to another. Give. Tell. Someone is talking to another. Tell. Waiter. The first part of this compound sign means serve. The next part represents the body, the person who serves. Waiter. Gone. Something is not there now. Gone. Gone. Food. Well, what do you eat? Food. Food. Table. This sign follows the shape of the table. Table. Set the table. This is an action sign showing the activity of putting things on the table. Set the table. Plate. This sign follows the shape of the plate. Plate. Glass. Again, this is a sign which follows shape. Glass. Fork. This sign indicates what a fork looks like. Fork. Knife. Knives are sharp. Thus, the sign, knife. Spoon. This sign indicates how you use a spoon. Spoon. Napkin. Well, how does one use a cloth napkin? Napkin. Work. This sign comes from the old sign for work and has since evolved into the present sign. Do. Do what? This sign started out as a finger-spelled word, D-O, and has evolved into a sign. Do what? Do. Wash. For example, you have a plate and you take a cloth and you scrub. Wash. Who. This is an old sign which has become a symbolic representation of the concept who. Who. Help. Long ago, this was the sign, but it has evolved to this, help. My turn. Basically, this sign means you are finished, now it's me, my turn. Your turn. I'm finished now, now you do it. Your turn. Yesterday. This sign means one day in the past. Yesterday. Zoom. This sign represents how things, as they go into the distance, become small. Zoom. Now, if you'd like to, rewind the tape and watch the family at breakfast again and practice these new signs. Now, I'm going to tell a story, and you can practice reading the signs. Try watching it first without any sound. Then view it again, copying signs and facial expressions. Once there was a family. There was a mom, a dad, a son, and a daughter. The mom was hearing. The dad, the son, and the daughter, they were deaf. They also had a dog. Now, one morning at breakfast, Anna, whose name sign is this, didn't want to eat. Now the mother had cooked and gave Anna an egg and some toast, but Anna didn't want it. So what did she do? She snuck the food under the table, and the dog happily ate it all. Later on, when Anna was in school, she was hungry. Wow! You have learned a lot of signs. But remember, you can watch this tape again and again and practice as often as you like. Good work! Keep it up. See you on the next Sign Enhancers Incorporated American Sign Language video course lesson. Good luck! again, my friend, and welcome again to the Bravo's house. It's Saturday morning, and the family is ready to sit down to watch a TV program with closed captioning. I'll explain a little more about that later, but for now, let's join them. Well, the TV remote control is lost. Has that ever happened to you? Yeah, me too. Well, you are lucky because you can sit back and watch the family search. And you'll be learning new signs relating to the home at the same time. But first, I'll show you these new signs. Remote control. Chair. Couch. Living room. TV. On. Under. Behind. In. Bedroom. Bed. Dresser. Upstairs. Now, let's watch the family search for that remote control. oven, refrigerator, sink, TTY, telephone, light, flashing light, bath, Today's cultural information will focus on how deaf people's homes are visually oriented. One example of this is the telephone. Its ringing is not heard by the deaf, or the doorbell for that matter. The sound is useless. But a flashing light is very effective. Remember when the telephone at the Bravo home rang? What happened? There was a flashing light. Watch. It doesn't matter that the mother is hearing. The Bravo's family home is visually oriented, flashing lights for the door and the phone. That way, when the lights are flashing, everyone can respond to the phone or answer the door. Some deaf people have a fire alarm connected to a flashing light. Some have a light which flashes when the baby cries. Some have a flashing light alarm clock. Some deaf people have a specially trained hearing dog. If there is a loud noise, the dog goes to the deaf person to alert them that something is up. Some deaf people have a special device called a TV decoder. This is an electronic box connected to the TV, and it transmits white letters on a black field right on the TV screen. And this means the entire family can sit down together and enjoy a TV program. Now, the last part of today's cultural notes will focus on the TTY, also called a TDD. Now, this is a special device into which one types their conversations. Remember when Anna received a phone call and ran to sit down to chat? Watch. Anna typed a message and then she typed GA. Did you see that? GA means go ahead. I'm finished with my statement, now it's your turn to speak. Anna also typed SK, and SK means stop key. This means I am finished with the phone call and I'm ready to hang up. Now, some state governments have a special service called a relay. Suppose I wanted to get in touch with a hearing person who did not have a TTY. I would call the relay service. The service translates my typed message to voice for the hearing person. Or a hearing person can call the relay service and the spoken message will be typed over the TTY. Oh, this is a wonderful service which enables a deaf person equal access, giving us the independence of making our own phone calls. Today's grammatical notes will focus on how the concept of negation is demonstrated in ASL. ASL tends to put the negative at the end of the sentence. For example, The negative is generally at the end of the sentence, and it is accompanied with a head shake. As you watch the videotape again and again, notice how the family places the negative at the end with a head shake. Practice with them, copying what they do. Hi again. Let's practice the new signs you just observed. Chair. This sign shows that it's something you sit on. Chair. Couch. It's the same idea, showing that several people can sit on it at the same time. Couch. TV. This is a finger-spelled abbreviation for TV. TV. Remote control. This sign expresses both its shape and the way it is used. Remote control. On. My left hand becomes the surface of a thing. My right hand shows that something is on it. Under. Again, my left hand is one thing. The right hand shows the location of another thing. Under. Behind. The same idea. One thing is behind the other. Behind. In. Once again, this sign shows where something is. In. Oven. This sign reflects the activity of putting something in an oven. Oven. Refrigerator. This compound sign shows how you open it and indicates that it is cold. Refrigerator. Sink. This sign indicates the basic shape and how you use it. Sink. Bedroom. A compound sign using bed and room. Bedroom. Toilet or bathroom. Really, this is a symbolic sign representing the concept of the bathroom. Also, the T represents the T in toilet. Bed. Well, you recently learned this sign. It represents the head on the pillow. Dresser. This sign is based in the shape and use of a dresser. Dresser. Bath. Well, how do you bathe yourself? You take a washcloth, soap, and then you scrub away. Bath. Phone. It's another sign indicating shape and use. Phone. TTY. This is a device a phone is placed on and one types out the conversation. Light. The hand becomes the light bulb and the fingers represent the light. Flasher. Again, the hand is the bulb and the fingers show the light going on and off and on and off, flashing. I'm going to tell a story. You watch me and practice sign comprehension by first turning off the sound. Then you should watch it again, copying the signs and facial expressions. A family has a house. It has 2 bedrooms, a kitchen, a living room, and a bathroom. If you want a bed, go to the bedroom. If you want food, go to the kitchen. If a light is flashing, go to the phone. If you need to go to the bathroom, then go to the bathroom. If you want the TV, go to the living room. Oh, but where's the remote control? You'll have to look for it. Good. Now, remember, you can back up this videotape anytime you want, as often as you want, to practice and to memorize all these signs. Oh, you're doing wonderfully, and do keep it up. See you again on the next videotape. Good luck. I'm happy to see you again. You're still learning ASL, and ASL is a wonderful language. Now today, we will be focusing on my favorite thing, food. The Bravo family will be making a trip to the grocery store. Now, most times, the mother goes to the store alone. She prefers it. She tends to do this because it saves time. When the whole family goes, it takes twice as long. But the dad wants to go because he thinks he has a plan which will speed up the buying process. Do you think so? We'll see. Dad is smart. His plan was to take the shopping list, divide it up, and give each family member a part that they must shop for. He thinks it'll be faster. Do you think it'll be faster? Well, we'll see. Anna is getting eggplant. Huh. She must be thinking, a plant that grows eggs? Well, the sign is conceptually inaccurate, of course, but many people use this sign for eggplant. Hmm, eggplant. Now, let's watch as the family continues their shopping, focusing on the signs for the food items they are purchasing. Now, why is this a sign for milk? Can you guess? Yeah, you guessed it. A cow which gives brown milk? Oh, well, maybe it was a brown cow. Wow, you are learning a lot of new signs related to food. Huh? Well, we have more. Are you ready? Well, you have just learned many food signs. Good work. Let's practice these new signs together. Soda or pop? Well, how does one open a can of pop in real life? Soda pop. All gone. My left hand represents a pile of things. My right hand shows the depletion of those things. All gone. Food. Well, where does the food go? In the mouth. Food. Shopping. This means to buy one thing, but when you buy many things, you are shopping. Banana. This is obvious. You're peeling a banana. Banana. Melon. Now in real life, how do you test a melon to see if it's good? You thump it. So, melon. Plant. This sign follows the action of something growing up out of the ground. Plant. Eggplant. This is a compound sign using egg and plant. And this vegetable is shaped similar to an egg. Eggplant. Lettuce. My head becomes the plant itself, and my right hand represents a leaf. Lettuce. Onion. When you're eating or chopping an onion, your eyes will tear up and weep. Onion. Carrot. My index finger shows the shape of the carrot. The action of my right hand represents peeling and preparing the carrot. Carrot. There is another sign for carrot. Carrot. Cow. Well, this clearly represents an animal with horns. Cow. Milk. This sign represents milking a cow. Milk. Cheese. Now, milk is processed, becoming a solid. This sign represents the liquid compressing into cheese. Hot dog. This sign represents how the hot dogs are made. Hot dog. Hamburger. This sign reflects the activity of making a hamburger patty. Hamburger. Turkey. This sign describes what a turkey looks like, specifically its wattle. Turkey. Fish. My right arm becomes a fish swimming. Fish. Chicken. This sign represents a real chicken's beak. Chicken. Bread. You have a loaf of bread and you slice it. Bread. Popcorn. When you're cooking popcorn, the kernels explode and pop up. This sign reflects that. Popcorn. Ketchup. This sign clearly shows how most people use the bottle to get the ketchup out. Ketchup. Soup. My left hand represents the bowl. My right hand represents the spoon. Soup. Tomato. The first part of the sign is red. My left hand represents the tomato, while my right hand slices it. Tomato. Dog food. This is a compound sign using dog and food, a sign that you recently learned. Dog food. Lobster. This sign clearly depicts a lobster's claws. Lobster. candy. This is really a symbolic representation, but it shows the candy in the mouth. Candy. Cookies. This sign reflects the cookie cutter used in making cookies. Cookies. Ice cream. And this sign represents how one in real life licks an ice cream cone. Ice cream. Now, you recently learned the numbers 1 through 10. Let's practice them again together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. And now, cultural notes. Today's cultural notes will focus on deaf culture folklore. Deaf people tend to be very creative and imaginative with their use of ASL in storytelling. For example, there is number storytelling. Well, now how do you tell a story with numbers, you may ask? Well, you start with the hand shapes of the numbers, and you tell a story using only those hand shapes. Well, now, instead of explaining further, it'd be better for you just to watch my story. Now, recently, you learned the numbers 1 through 10. I will use only those hand shapes. And first, I will go through each numerical hand shape, describing it. Then I will go all the way through the story. The story is entitled, The Grocery Store Cashier. 1 represents the person working. 2 represents the green bow tie the cashier wears. 3 represents the food items to be rung up on the register. 4 represents the clerk ringing prices on the register. 5 With the hand shape 5, I'm going to describe what the cashier looks like. 6. That's a big green bow in the cashier's hair. 7. This hand shape will be used to show that the cashier has broken a fingernail. 8. This represents the cashier using a nail file. 9. The 9s are the cashier's eyes turning to notice something. And what did she see? 10, which represents many people waiting in line. And the 10 hand shape represents all those people. Okay. Number stories are cool. They really reflect the deaf culture's enjoyment of creative language play in ASL. Oh, you observed some of this play on the videotape. Scott was playing around and Anna wagged her finger at him. Scott began to peel it, making the sign for banana. Let's watch it again. There was another example. It was when Anna was teasing Scott. She called him a melon head. And she called him this by using Scott's head to make the sign for melon, meaning melon head. Today's grammatical notes will focus on ASL sentence structure and word order. You've probably noticed that English word order and ASL word order are not the same. Signing English and signing ASL is different. ASL has many, many rules of grammar. One rule that I will discuss today is how the topic is established first, and then what one wants to say about that topic follows, and that is called the comment. This is the topic-comment rule. For example, in English, we say there are 3 carrots. But in ASL, we first establish our topic, carrots, and comment about the carrots is that there are 3 of them. Carrots, 3. Now, we have another example. Let's watch it. Now, how do you know what the ASL topic is? Well, you watch and figure out what it is that is being discussed. That is the topic. Now, what is being said about this established topic? That is the comment. Now, I'm going to tell you a story. You should watch and practice reading signs by first watching without sound. Then watch it again, copying signs and facial expressions. A family went grocery shopping. The mom wanted to go shopping. The dad wanted to help. The children wanted to help too. Now the mom didn't want their help, but she accepted it, and the family of 4 went to the market. They needed to purchase carrots, lettuce, bread, milk, soup, hot dogs, cookies, and cheese. Scott likes to go shopping. He buys ice cream, candy, and cookies. The whole family likes to go shopping. Wow, you are good workers, and keep up practicing too. See you later. Good luck.